Well, it's good to meet you.
You too.
You've been, I would say, a popular figure in Britain for a long time now. You've been in so many really popular TV shows, and the British public loves you.
Couldn't agree more, Kirsten.
Have you noticed any change since you've now been in a billion-dollar grossing
Yeah,
movie?
I think that's a good question. I mean, because the answer that you want to give is no, there's no change at all. I've just been an actor plying my trade for what seems like about 80 years. But yeah, I mean, I think it's interesting. I mean, the reaction. I've never really been in anything where wherever you go in the world, there is a little wide-eyed kid who kind of even can see through the prosthetic and the costume, and who recognises a character from this movie that kind of was an important thing at the beginning of their lives in a way. And so that's been a real change and a real treat actually to see just how, because I didn't understand it when we were doing it, but just how Peter takes that story off the page, takes that imagination of Tolkien, puts it into his own imagination, and then puts it on a screen, and kids just go, and that's been the most unexpected bit of the journey for me, and the most thrilling bit.
And is it the first time that you've had an action figure of yourself?
Yeah, I mean, I think I've had, I think some girlfriends in the past used to have kind of voodoo dolls of me, but they were personal things that they used to stick things into. No, I am, yeah, and that's thrilling. I mean, I have a lot of godchildren, and for them to have little mini versions of their goddad, I mean, it's pretty incredible, actually.
I think it's interesting that you say that the kids can see through the prosthetics, because for me, you're one of the most recognisable actors, even under the makeup. I think it's the eyes that that
keep talking, Kirsten. I like where you're going with that. No, I think also. I mean, I think the voice. I think if people know me, I mean, of course, but I'm for the most part being introduced to an audience that have never seen me in things before, and I think what's lovely about the character and where Peter is so generous in that he trusts his actors so much. I mean, he kind of let me bring a lot of myself to it.
That was a question I had for you about Bofur, because there's a wonderful warmth and gentleness to him. I love the bit where you say to Bilbo, "I wish you all the luck in the world."
Yeah.
And I wondered how much of that came from who you are and how much of that was all.
I think it's a marriage, and I think that's what Peter does really well. I mean, here he is in this little kind of enclave in the bottom of the world, creating this huge thing. I mean, it's an extraordinary. Middle Earth's pretty incredible, but Peter Jackson's Middle Earth is even more extraordinary. And I think he casts quite carefully, and I think he trusts his actors, and he wants you to bring bits of yourself to it. And so, that was a treat for me to be able to marry bits of myself to his imagination. And yeah, I mean, I probably learned more, in a sense, about myself playing Bofur in this fantasy of the Hobbit than I have in any other job,
We're all looking forward, of course, very much to the DVD. That's what we're here for today. And the fans particularly, of course, everyone wants to get it home and have their copy at home.
Yeah.
But we're all particularly excited for the extended edition at the end of the year.
Yeah.
And to see what will be added in. Are there any particular moments that you're...
Yeah, well, I think at the end of the year, certainly, I mean, I've got a song which didn't quite make the cut, but I think it will be there at the end of the year. It's a song that I wrote and I sing. Words by Tolkien, music by James Nesbitt. I can die happy. But I think there's a lot still to come in, and that's what's incredible, all the kind of the controversy about 3 films rather than 2. Peter shoots so much there could be 10 films of this.
Yeah.
I think what he finds, because his imagination just runs riot on a daily basis, and he thinks, I want that, I want that, I want that, and then I think that's what happened with the 3 movie idea. The studios weren't thinking, this is a cynical way of making more money. Peter drove that because he had so much there. So I think there's a lot more to see and a lot more stories to be told.
Well, as far as we're concerned, the more the merrier.
Oh, well, I'm glad to hear it.
Final question. We just threw a party in LA for the Oscars to celebrate the Hobbit movie.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, which was great fun. So we're hoping very much that some of you guys will be able to come next year or the year after when the Hobbit sweeps the board at the Oscars.
I'll travel anywhere for a party.
We had Billy Boyd singing for us. So
oh, really?
Sing your
I will come and sing. I'll do whatever you want, Kirsten.
Excellent. We'll hold you to that.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
My great pleasure. Thank you.